What's up, Frenzy Head Nation? It is Coach Cole, and guess what time it is? That's right. It's time for another awesome edition of Sports Frenzy, Season 11, Episode 25, and this is the March Madness edition of Sports Frenzy. Woohoo! Yeah! March Madness, nothing but the men's NCAA basketball craziness that's about to happen. We were robbed of this last year due to COVID situations. Hopefully, we got a tight knit situation set up where everybody can play safely, get these games in, and nobody comes down with anything to get knocked out from anything other than getting a beat down in the tournament. But it is time for March Madness. And that is the topic of this week's special. That's right. It is all about our first games. Well, kind of our first games. Technically, it's our second games because there's some play-in games to get in here yet, which are being played tonight as we're filming the show. So on our sheets, we'll represent that because I have the teams on there. And so by the time you watch the show tomorrow, you'll actually know who the other team is. But right now I have the logos for both teams that are playing in for this year's March Madness. But how about our Michigan Wolverines, huh? Number 1 seed, first time in a very long time. It's going to be a tough road ahead, but I'm hopeful. Got my bracket completed right here. Got full action. I also filled out a bracket on March Madness app and the CBS Sports app. Maybe I'll go on ESPN and fill out theirs too. Who knows? If I have time tonight, we work that in before the big games start. But my ending result is, you guys are always like, oh, Coach Cole always has Michigan winning no matter what kind of year they have. Well, you darn right I do, because, hey, it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Because it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue! We're just going to get that right out there from the very start. Because, yes, in my brackets, all the way, baby, I have the mighty Michigan Wolverines winning it all. Ironically, as I went through and picked all my games, which you guys, all these games will be that we have for Friday and Saturday's events, come off the bracket, of course. My final ends up being Baylor versus Michigan. So figure that one out. I did some research. I didn't go. I could have went much, much deeper in thought on my picks this season. But first of all, I didn't have as much time to put into it because it took me a while to get the show ready for you guys this week with this stuff. It took time to get all these games together. So, end result is always the mighty Michigan Wolverines winning. So that's my bracket. And the final, I have Baylor versus Michigan, with Michigan coming away with the championship. Go Blue! All right, you guys, you ready to get into some sports frenzy action? Oh, this is where we fire up everybody this week. We get to cheer get you all fired up. I said, is everybody ready for March Madness? Woohoo! And depending on what time you watch the show, some of these games may have already started. So let's get ready for March Madness. First round tournament action. These games are all going to be Friday night games. Guys, we have like 30 games on the sheets this week with all the games on here. No 3-point bonus games. I just made it a straight up 30 game list. I believe it came out to about 30 games between Friday and Saturday. So straight up, that's the pointage this week. That's what you got. All right. We're opening up with the 10th ranked Virginia Tech Hokies. And they are playing the Virginia Tech Hokies regular season record. They have 15 wins and 6 losses. They are playing the 7th ranked. Well, actually, these aren't rankings. I should say seeding. The 7th seed Florida Gators. The Gators have 14 wins and 9 losses on their regular season. The tip-off for this game, this is a 12:15 tip-off, so yes, we will still be in school. So many, if your teachers have their phones out checking scores, you'll know why. And you can watch it on CBS. And it should be noted, if you're, we're in school. So if you can't watch the game, there's actually a March Madness app. That's a really good app. I got on my phone to follow things. You can also get basically any of the sports apps you can probably have it. We'll have it on there for you guys. So I also have the CBS Sports app, and I think ESPN's as well. So those are some apps you can look at to better, to see what the scores are while you're supposed to be learning in school. This week's Sports Frenzy, Coach Cole is back to the Dole lemonade in a can. Yeah, it just seems like I can't get away from this stuff. I usually end up with my Dole lemonade in a can. Good stuff. And that's what I'll be drinking along with, just good old-fashioned spring water. All right. So for my first pick, I'm going with the Florida Gators for the victory. Our next game is a 14-seeder, the Colgate Raiders. They have 14 wins and 1 loss. They are playing third-ranked team, the Arkansas Razorbacks. The Razorbacks in regular season have 22 wins and 6 losses. Tip-off for this game is 12:45. And this one, folks, nation, folks, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call yourselves, is on True TV. Yes. You ask yourself, what? Some people might ask themselves, us who have been around long enough to watch these games know that they have them. But True TV has basketball games on. They're not a sports network. They are during March Madness because these TV networks know what pulling the money. I chose the Arkansas Razorbacks for the victory. Next up, coming into the tournament at a 16th seed, it is the Drexel Dragons. They have 12 wins and 7 losses. But they are playing this is nice. They're playing the one of the number ones, the Illinois Fighting Illini. And you know what I did on the sheets? I forgot to tell you what their regular season record was. But anyway, I guess unless most people are looking for a Cinderella team or might try to have, are just not following a standard or might even like Drexel Dragons. But I chose Illinois. But I'm getting a little ahead of myself here because this game tips off. Come on. Tips off at 1:15, and this will be on TBS. But yes, Coach Cole did go with the Illinois Fighting Illini. Next up, we have the 7th-seeded Utah State Aggies. They have 20 wins and 8 losses. They are playing the 6th-seeded Texas Tech Red Raiders. The Raiders have 17 wins and 10 losses. Tip-off for this game is 1:45 p.m. And that's going to be on TNT. And again, these are your Friday night games. This could be an upset, or this could be, I don't know, me screwing up my bracket already. Or this could be people seeing eye to eye with me on this. I went with the Utah State Aggies for the victory. Better regular season record. Kind of better stats when I started looking at some of the stats online for both these teams. That's the nice thing about was it the March Madness app I filled? I think it was the March Madness one I filled out. You can go on there and compare everything from free throw shots or free throw shooting, 3-point shooting to recovery on defense, recovery on offense. It rates all that stuff. So that's kind of how Coach Cole has made some of his decisions in some of these teams. Am I crazy? Maybe. Is it March Madness? It certainly is. It can go either way. It's whoever plays the strongest and the toughest that night, right? Now, I will tell you, there are the occasional picks that I just can't go with. And next, that will be one of them. So we have the 15th-seeded the Oral Roberts Golden Eagles. They have 16 wins and 10 losses. They are playing the Nobody Cares. And pretty much the team down below, Nobody Cares. Nope. And nobody cares about their record. If you really care about their regular season record, I did put it on the sheets for you, but you're going to have to break out your microscope to see it, or you youngins probably can see it really good with your eyes, but nobody cares. We don't care. Most of us don't care. And you can pretty much bet I did not pick them. Tip-off is at 3 o'clock, and it's on CBS. And I have gone with Oral Roberts, Golden Eagles, for the win. Get that team down below out of the tournament early. I don't care if they are a Big Ten team or not. All right, next up. Coming in at the 16th seed, we have the Hartford Hawks. They have 15 wins and 8 losses. And they are traveling and they have against a number 1 seed, the 22-2 Baylor Bears. Well, since I told you guys at the beginning that who was in my finals, you already know who I'm going with on this one. But let's get through this first. We have the tip-off for this game is 3:30, and this one will be on True TV at 3:30. And, of course, I went with the Baylor Bears. Next, we move into a 9th seed. We've got the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. They have 17 wins and 8 losses. They are playing an 8th seed. The Loyola Ramblers. On their regular season, they had 24 wins and 4 losses. Tip-off for this game, 4 p.m. And this one you can watch on TBS. I went with the 8th, the Loyola Ramblers. Next up, we have a 12 seed. The Oregon State Beavers. Their regular season record was 17 wins and 2 losses. They are playing a 5th seeded team, the Tennessee Volunteers. Their regular season record was 18 wins and 8 losses. Tip-off for this game is 4:30, and that's going to be on the cable network TNT. And I chose the Tennessee Volunteers for the victory. Next up, we've got a 13 seed, the Liberty Flame. Liberty Flame has 25 wins and 5 losses. They are playing the 4th seed, Oklahoma State Cowboys. The regular season for the Cowboys, they had 20 wins and 8 losses. Tip-off for this game is 6:25 p.m., and it is on TBS. I went with the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Next up, we have a 9th seed, the Wisconsin Badgers. They, in their regular season, had 17 wins and 2 losses. They are playing the 8th seed, North Carolina Tar Heels. On their regular season, they had 18 wins and 10 losses. Tip-off for this game. This is a 7 p.m. tip-off. And it's on cable network CBS. And I chose the Wisconsin Badgers for the victory. Next up, we have the 15-seeded Cleveland State Vikings. Their regular season, they had 19 wins and 7 losses. They are playing, excuse me. The number 2-seeded Houston Cougars, excuse me again. The Cougars have on their regular season had 24 wins and 3 losses. Tip-off for this game is also 7 p.m., but that will be on the True TV network. Next up, we have the 13th ranked North Texas Mean Green. They have, 17 wins and 9 losses on their regular season. And they are playing the number 4th seeded Purdue Boilermakers. Their regular season ended with 18 wins and 9 losses. This is a 7:25 tip-off, and you can watch it. 7:25 tip-off, and you can watch it on TNT. Again, like I said before, I may be going with some crazy picks occasionally, but I don't know. I'm going with the North Texas Mean Green for the victory. Maybe to get an upset over a top seeder team like Purdue. I think the reason I picked him is like everything I saw on comparing the stats. They had a bit of a better record. Right now, I already did that one. Next up is our 10th seed, Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Their regular season, they ended with 15 wins and 11 losses. They are playing the 7th-ranked Clemson Tigers. The Tigers' regular season ended with 16 wins and 7 losses. Tip-off for this game is 9:20, and this will be on TBS. And I went with Clemson. Next, we have the 11-seeded Syracuse Orange. Their regular season, they had 16 wins and 9 losses. And they are playing a 6th seed. The San Diego State Aztecs. Their season record was 23 wins and 4 losses. Tip-off for this game was 9:40 p.m., and it will be on CBS. I almost went with the Aztecs on this one. Almost. But after comparing some stuff, the Syracuse Orange pulled away for me. Next up, I have the 14th seeded Moorhead St. Eagles. Oh, this is, I'm sorry, guys. This is crazy. So I must have been getting tired because I don't have their season stats. I apologize for that. Both these games I don't have season stats for. I'm sure it wouldn't be real hard for you guys to look up the stats on your and really this regular season stats are just a referral point for you guys just to kind of let you know how good their season was. It doesn't really matter really in March Madness. So but they're playing the 3rd seeded West Virginia Mountaineers. And the tip-off for this game, this was also a 9:40 tip-off, and it is on True TV. I could have swore I had records for you guys. But I went with West Virginia Mountaineers for the victory. We have the 12-seeded Winthrop Eagles. And again, I apologize. I did not give a season record for those guys. But they're playing the number 5th seeded, the Villanova Wildcats. Again, I did not pick or get anything for them. For your stats, and I apologize. Tip-off for this game was 9:40 p.m., and you can watch that on TNT. I've got the Villanova Wildcats moving on in action. All right. That concludes our first round Friday night games. Can't believe I forgot to get their stats. Oh. Now we're moving into our Saturday night games. Are you guys still with me? You still pumped up? We're halfway through our picks. That's right. Because we're moving into March Madness Saturday, the March 20th action. In our first game Saturday, starts off with your 12th seeded Georgetown Hoyas. I'm sorry, not Georgia. George, get that right, Tim. Coach Co. Georgetown Hoyas. They have 13 wins and 12 losses. They've got the 5th seed. The 5th seed Colorado Buffaloes. The Buffaloes come off a regular season of 22 wins and 8 losses. Remember, we're on Saturday, so this is a tip-off time of 12:15, and we'll all be home for tip-off because it's Saturday. You can watch it on CBS. I have the Colorado Buffaloes for the victory. Next up, we have the 13th seeded UNC Greensboro Spartans. The Spartans have 21 wins and 8 losses on their regular season, but they are playing a 4th seed, the Florida State Seminoles. The Seminoles have 16 wins and 6 losses on their regular season, and this game will tip off at 12:45 Saturday. And you can watch it on True TV. I'm going Florida State Seminoles for the victory. Oh, I just found another typo for you guys. The Eastern Washington Eagles. I forgot to put where they were seated. But they have 16 wins and 7 losses on their regular season. And they are playing the 3rd seeded Kansas Jayhawks. The Jayhawks have 20 wins and 8 losses on their regular season. Tip-off for this game is 1:15 on Saturday, and it's on TBS. Cable Network TBS is where you can find that one. And I'm going to go with the Jayhawks for the victory. Next up, we have the 9th seeded St. Bonaventure Bonnies. They have 16 wins and 6 losses on their regular season. And they've got the 8th seeded, the LSU Tigers. The Tigers have 18 wins and 9 losses. Tip-off for this game is 1:45, and you can watch it on the cable network TNT, baby. Coach Cole has given the victory to LSU. All right, our next team is the greatest team in the tournament. That's right. We're talking about those mighty Michigan Wolverines. Now, this is where, because we shoot the show on Thursday, we don't know exactly who they're playing. So I will be showing you both teams. But by the time you guys watch this show, you will know who they're playing. And you guys already either know or you can have your teachers tell you. But for this game against the mighty Michigan Wolverines, I felt, well, we'll just put them both on there. This is the Mount St. Mary logo. They're one of the teams that Michigan could be playing. Or there is Texas Southern. Whoever won that game or wins this game as we're filming the show will go on to play. Are you ready for this one? They will be playing the mighty number 1 seeded Michigan Wolverines, baby. The Wolverines ended their regular season with 20 wins and 4 losses. Go Blue. Go Blue. Because it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue. Go, go, go Blue. Go Blue. Go, go, go Blue. So there's a few games towards the last of our season that we sputtered a little bit. We got Livers is out. We have some injuries. But this is not going to detour the Michigan Wolverines, and they still got their number 1 seeding. So it's everybody against the mighty Michigan Wolverines. Tip-off for this game is 3 p.m., and this will be on CBS. 3 p.m. on CBS. That's where all the guys will be watching. Because it's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. It's great to be a Michigan Wolverine. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. Go Blue. We'll see how this is going to go. First round. We don't know who we're playing yet. You guys will know by the time. Again, like I said, before you watch the show. But you guys all know who I got. I mean, we've just been singing about it. The mighty Michigan Wolverines. And should we do it one more time? Hail, hail to Michigan. Hail, hail the power. Hail, hail to Michigan. Go Blue. Hail to the victors. Hail, hail to Michigan, the leaders and the best. I tell you what, Juwan Howard has been awesome. We couldn't ask for a better follow-up to Coach Beilein. Juwan is an awesome coach. I'm liking his style. And glad to have him. Glad to be here where we're at. It's going to be fun getting us to the national championship this year. Mighty Michigan Wolverines definitely moving on in the action. Beat up or not, injured some of our main guys or not, we will prevail. Next up, we have, and darn it, I forgot to put in their ranking as well. I ended up choosing these guys. The Santa Barbara, Gauchos? They are regular season, have 22 wins and 4 losses. They are playing a 5th seeded, the Creighton, not sure I'm pronouncing that right, Blue Jays. Their regular season record was 20 wins and 8 losses. Tip-off for this game is 3:30, and it is on the True Cable Network. That being True Network. Trying to make it funny there. as I already stated, I believe this is one of my upsets specials, as I went with the UC Santa Barbara for the win. If you look at their record and you look at their stats, these guys are actually really good. And I pay attention to one thing that I pay attention to that is hugely lacking in any sport, or not any sport, in basketball anymore, is free throws. And they had an incredible free throw record. Coming down the line in the end of the game, if it's close and it comes down to it, free throws may make a difference in all this, gang. And so I could see them pulling away with a win with the free throws. So we'll see. Next up, we have the 15-seeded Iona Gales. They have 12 wins and 5 losses in the regular season. But they are playing against Bama Buer's team. If you guys are familiar with Bama Buer, you know who I'm talking about. The number 2 seeded Alabama Crimson Tide. Their regular season record was 24 wins and 6 losses. Tip-off for this game is 4 p.m. and it's on TBS. Cable Network TBS. And we'll give her a shout out because Bama Buer watches the show. We'll go Roll Tide Roll, as Coach Co has chosen the Alabama Crimson Tide to move on. Next up, we have the 15th seeded Grand Canyon Antelopes. Their regular season record was 17 wins and 6 losses. They are playing a number 2 seeded Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hawkeyes ended their season with 21 wins and 8 losses. Tip-off for this game – 6:25 p.m. and it is on TBS. That's where you can watch this one. I went with the Iowa Hawkeyes for the victory. Next, we have the 10th seeded Maryland Tarpons. 16 wins and 13 losses in their regular season record. They are playing the 7th seeded Connecticut Huskies. They have a regular season record of 15 wins and 7 losses. This game tips off at 7 p.m. and you can watch it on CBS is the channel it will be on. Okay, I went with the Connecticut Huskies for the victory. Next, we have the 13th seeded Bobcats from down below. and I didn't put a record for them. That was unintentional. I mean, it doesn't matter what their record is, but it was unintentional. I did not put that down on purpose. The regular season record. But they are playing the 4th seeded Virginia Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers have 18 wins and 6 losses on their regular season. The tip-off for this game is 7 p.m. And this one's going to be on the True TV network. I went with Virginia for the victory. Next up, we have the 14th seeded Abilene Christian Wildcats. They have 23 wins and 4 losses on the regular season. But they are playing the 3rd seeded Texas Longhorns. The Longhorns have 19 wins and 7 losses on the regular season. This game tips off at 9:40 on True TV. And I went with the Texas Longhorns for the victory. All right, we're into our final 3 games of the bracket, and the final 3 games I have for the night. Our first one is the 10th seeded VCU Rams. The Rams have regular season record of 19 wins and 7 losses. They are playing the 7th seeded Oregon Ducks. The Ducks have 20 wins and 6 losses. This is a 9:40 tip-off on the network TNT. The record wasn't much better, but it's a good couple of points better. I'm going with the Ducks for the victory. All right, these last 2 games, they have the teams that are playing tonight to get in. So you're going to hear double things here so that you'll know by the time you watch the show who's actually in. But we don't know right now while filming the show Thursday night. So here we go. We have Norfolk State. They are in. Or we have Appalachian State. They could be in. But they are playing the number 1 seeded, and I used to go crazy. We used to go crazy with this name just because it's a fun name to say. The 1st seeded Gonzaga. The Gonzaga Bulldogs are undefeated. They have 26 wins, 0 losses on their regular season. Tip-off for this game is 9:20 p.m. And it is on TBS. I did go with the Gonzaga Bulldogs. But I can tell you, even with their undefeated record, as I showed you on my stats, I do not have them going all the way. And in this game, you have the East Lansing Burning Couches. Or you could see where is it? Uh-oh, did I not print? Another mistake on my part. I did not print the UCLA Bruins logo for some reason. I'm not sure why I don't have that one. Probably because I did not pick either one of these two teams. But if you look at the sheet right there, you got right there by the East Lansing Burning Couches is the UCLA Bruins logo. So that's the other team that could be in. I know it's another Big Ten team. Do I want to see Michigan State get knocked off before they even get into the game by the UCLA Bruins? Yeah. Because I'm going with the 6th-seeded BYU Cougars. The Cougars, they have 20 wins and 6 losses in their regular season. This is a 9:40 tip-off. Come on, logo. 9:40 tip-off. You can watch it on CBS. CBS. I went with BYU Cougars for the victory. All right, that wraps up the first round action that we have on our sheets for March Madness. Woohoo! Are you feeling it? Are you guys stoked and excited? It's just awesome to have it this season, and I'm praying for everybody's safety there, and then we get through the tournament with no major issues to the teams that are in. But how that is going to work is I could see it being dangerous if one team gets sick, or anybody on the team could start a chain reaction. Who knows? But what I understand is if a team can't play, then the next best team, they already have backup teams. How's that going to work? I have no idea. But that is what I'm hearing and understanding, that there are already backup teams to fill the void, to fill the spot if necessary. All right. So before we get into our news, we got a few minutes to do some news. We'll see what I have on the Sports Frenzy page this week. Ways you can view the show is on the Facebook Sports Frenzy page. If you're not already a member, just look it up, Sports Frenzy, and we'll get you on there. Unless you want to do it another way, you can also go through my personal page, Tim Cole, and then just say, "Hey, Coach, can I get on the page?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, we'll get you on there. No problem." That's our Facebook page. And we also have the YouTube page if you just want to watch the videos again and not see all the postings that go on a page. Because the Sports Frenzy Nation has grown so awesome that people post on the page all the time. And when I can't post. So it's very cool. It's a very interactive page. We try to keep it mostly family friendly. Sometimes some topics get a little off that aren't as family friendly as some things. Most people are very respectful, and we keep it mostly family friendly. So that's one way to watch is our Facebook page. The YouTube page I have too, if you just want to watch the videos again, is Coach Co at Sports Frenzy 1. We also have the Instagram page and the Twitter feed. Those are both at Sports Frenzy 1. The Twitter feed, I post mostly all sports stuff, but I also, it's my personal page, so you get my dorkisms like comics and such, and just me and life in general as I speak out on my Twitter account a little more. Okay, so those are all ways that you can view the show and interact with us. So we're going to go to the Sports Frenzy page now and look up some information. All right. Hang on just a second here, guys. Apologize. Phone's being a little slow for the information part of the show tonight. Let's do this. Okay. Here we go. Let's see. Former number 2 overall draft pick and Chicago Bears quarterback Mitch Trubisky is signing with the Buffalo Bills. Doesn't say what he's making or anything on that one yet. Stay tuned for more information on that. Morency Schools has a new head football coach. It is Coach Wilkinson. I am not familiar with that name. Well, let's see if the Daily Telegram will let me look at it. This article comes from the Adrian Daily Telegram. Stefan Wilkinson is the new varsity football coach at Morency. The Mount Clemens native and 2017 Siena Heights University graduate was announced as the new head coach at a team meeting Thursday morning. He said he's looking forward to this job. He goes into his background a little bit and how he worked under Coach Lyle. So we'll see if he is able to turn around the Morency football team because they did not have a good season this year. It looks like on Wednesday, this comes from the 24/7 sports page. On Wednesday, Rutgers guard Geo Baker caused an uproar on social media by calling into question the motive of NCAA leaders regarding the upcoming tournament. The not NCAA property hashtag quickly gained traction throughout the day from some of college basketball's best players. The social media post quickly developed into an organized movement among players. While the tournament is expected to go on as scheduled, players wanted to make sure their voices were heard ahead of one of America's sport's biggest events. The following statement on behalf of the players was released Wednesday night. Oh, okay. So it comes down to the whole payment thing. College players from 15 different teams launched a protest of denying college athletes equal freedoms and basic protections. They are calling for the following The NCAA rule change to allow all athletes the freedom to secure representation and receive pay for use of our name, image, and likeness by July 1st. A meeting with NCAA President Mark Emmett, meetings with state and federal lawmakers and President Biden's administration to pass laws to give college athletes physical and academic and financial protection. And there's a lot more, really, that they're talking about on this subject. So this could be pretty big news. I mean, a lot of debating going on about this, and you can read more on that article on our Sports Frenzy page, because I'm not going to get into more on that right now. That's a lot to cover. Matthew Stafford, former Lions quarterback. Does that sound weird saying that now? Speaks for the first time since his trade to the Rams in his farewell video to Detroit. I guess it's a very emotional video, and he thanks Detroit for, he's nothing but blessed for being here in Detroit. It looks like Fox Sports is no more. Yeah, that's right. Fox Sports is changing their name. This article comes according to the Detroit Free Press, and it'll be just before opening day of baseball. Fox Sports was bought by Sinclair. That is the company that owns them now. But they are changing the network to Bally Sports. And they are set to launch across several platforms on March 31st. The Fox Sports Go app is going to change to the Bally Sports app as well. So that's big changes coming ahead. No programming changes. They're just changing the network name. They are still expected to be carrying all Pistons, Tigers, and Wings games. I would just like to get the network back. That would be nice in some capacity or form. In news for the Eastern Michigan men's basketball program, Coach Rob Murphy will be moving on from the Eastern Michigan University to embrace a new opportunity with the NBA Pistons. He's been honored to be a part of the team, but now he is looking forward to his time moving on to the NBA. So that's news going on at Eastern Michigan. Some changes coming to their basketball program. Former Chicago Bears Pro Bowler Kyle Long is signing a one-year deal with the Kansas City Chiefs, per Jay Glazer and the NFL Network. Former Detroit Lions kicker Matt Prater, you may know him from a very long field goal he was good at, has signed with the Arizona Cardinals. I haven't heard a whole lot of what's going on in high school, wrestling action, but congratulations goes out to the Hudson Wrestling Club for the district champions. Sand Creek Aggies have a new head coach in football, Mark Spicer. He is the longtime Aggie assistant and former head varsity wrestling coach, and he is going to be the next coach for the football team. He said this community loves football, and he's looking very forward to Looking forward to turning this team around. He is also. Oh, I guess that's it. That's all I can read on the Telegram page. They won't let me see anymore. All right. That looks like that's about all we have for you. And that puts us over an hour on the time anyway. So that's plenty of time for you guys. All right. So welcome to March Madness, baby. Let the madness begin. It's going to be nonstop basketball action from here until what? Is it April sometime now? So, yeah. Lots and lots and lots of basketball action. And the weekend and the week is starting to look like we're going to have some better weather in the future too. So, and spring officially is here on Saturday, I do believe. So there you go. Lots going on this weekend. Get out there and enjoy something with your family and friends and loved ones and sports. I'm the coach. Be blessed, everyone. We'll see you back here for the weekend wrap-up. Yeah, we may get a weekend wrap-up in. It depends on what games are on and what we're watching. No, we'll try and get a weekend wrap-up done, most likely. We might even, we'll get one. We'll get it in there somewhere. All right, so have a great weekend, everybody. I'm the coach, and I'm out of here for now. Take care.